Some people, they may envy you, follow you on Insta just to pre you. The way that go chat rubbish, the way that goes.
Hey guys, welcome back. You guys have been asking for a makeover for the longest of time, so I was like, I need to get one up ASAP. And Jojo has been begging me for this red smoky look, so I was like, we're just gonna like do something real quick. So to start her face, I'm going to be using my Johnson baby wipes just to clean her face, and then I'm going to be using my primer spray, and of course I'm going to use my Becca primer just to mattify the skin. You guys already know my essential steps, like these 3 steps are like just key. So onto the brows, I'm going to be using my ABH Brow pencil in dark brown. And the first thing I like to do is to like slightly outline the brows into the shape that I want. And then after doing that, I just gradually fill in the brows basically. As you guys can see, I'm doing the same thing on this side. I'm just going to outline first to get the shape that I would like, and then again I'm just going to gradually fill in the brows to perfection. And there's no right or wrong way as such, like fill in the brows until you feel like it's as dark or whatever way you want it to look, and you're good to go. So to set her brows into place, I'm going to be using my brow powder duo in chocolate, and this is just going to help her brows look fuller and at the same time give it like a longer lasting effect. And then to conceal underneath her brows, I'm going to be using my Studio Finish concealer in NC40, and I went in like a shade lighter. I would normally use NC45, but I really wanted her brow bone to pop. And for those of you that are going to ask what brush I'm using, guys, I'm using the MAC 239 brush, and Lord, since I have started using this brush a few weeks back, I have not stopped using it. Like, it is amazing. Like, it literally does the job for you guys. So I'm just going to go in and further, fill in the brows with some of that brow powder duo in chocolate. And I like to just do this, get the desired shape I want before I go on to conceal the top of the brows. And then of course for this, I'm going to be using my MAC Studio Finish concealer in the shade NW45. And this shade is pretty much her skin tone. I'm not a big fan of halo brows, so I always use a closer shade for the top. And guys, just look at this brush. Can you guys see what I mean when I say it does the job for you? Like, look at that. The angling is just perfect. So to clean up the concealer around her brows, I'm going to be using my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, and I always use this brush. Just so handy for just like, pressing the concealer into the skin and making everything look, fleeky. So now, onto the foundation, I'm going to be using my Marc Pro Longwear Waterproof Foundation in NW45 and NC50. I mix both shades to get our ideal shade, and guys, I sprayed my brush with my E.L.F setting spray. You all know that I always, advise to spray the brush just so you use less foundation, and of course it just helps everything blend into place. So now guys, onto this foundation. I got this foundation a while back and I just never got to using it. I remember a makeup artist like raved about it and I bought it, but I never got to using it. But since I started using it, it is so mattifying. Like, I have been using it non-stop on the last few clients I've had. It's amazing. My favorite MAC foundation so far. So onto our highlighting, I'm going to be using my LA Girl Pro Concealer in Toffee, and I'm just going to apply this to the areas of her face that I want to highlight. And once I'm done doing that, I'm going to be pressing it gradually into her skin using my damp beauty blender. So once I'm done highlighting, we're going to be skipping the cream contouring step today. We're only going to powder contour. You guys already know I always advise going back in with your foundation brush and just blending everything together to get a seamless look, and that is exactly what we're doing here. So once we've blended everything to satisfaction and we're happy, we're going to be using my Sasha Buttercup powder to set her highlighted areas into place. And I'm just applying this all over the areas that I applied the highlights and concealer on. And I mentioned to you guys that I recently started setting the concealer underneath the brow bone and on the lid, and guys, this just just gives you a base to work with when you go into the eyes. So for the rest of her face, I'm going to be using my Ben Nye Translucent Powder in Sienna. And guys, I ran out of my MAC Miniralise Skin finish in dark like a few weeks back, and this is all I've been using. It is a bang on dupe, guys. When I say bang on dupe, and I actually kind of prefer it almost. So for her nose contour, I'm going to be using my ABH Contour powder in Copper Brown. And then for the rest of her face, I'm going to be using my ABH Contour powder in Espresso. And this is just darker. And you guys are going to see, like, you don't necessarily have to cream contour. Like, powder contouring is just perfect. It's enough as well. So once we're done contouring, I'm going to be applying some of that Sacha Buttercup powder onto her face, and we're going to begin the baking process basically. And then once I'm done doing that, I'm going to go in and take some of that face powder that I used for her. I'm going to be using this to reverse contour her face slightly. So onto the eyes, guys. To start off, we're going to be using MAC's eyeshadow in Rule, and this is going to be our first transition color. And I'm just applying this all over, you know, the top of the lid on both eyes. And then I'm going to be taking MAC's eyeshadow in Red Brick, and this is of course going to add like the intensity we need, the warmth. I'm going to be applying this right underneath that Rule eyeshadow and just, you know, buffing it in together. And once I'm done doing this, I'm going to go back in with the brush that I used for the Rule eyeshadow. I apply some of that and just blend both colors together. So for her eye color, I'm going to be using my soft ochre paint patch just as a base. You don't necessarily need a base, but if you want the color to pop. And for the red eyeshadow, I went in with my Sugar Pills Burning Heart palette, and I used the red color in that palette. And guys, this shadow, like all the shadows in this palette, is super duper pigmented, as you guys can see. Amazing. And then what I did was I took the orange from the palette just to like blend out the red, but I actually noticed that this wasn't actually really necessary, because what happened then was that I lost some of that red eyeshadow when I used the orange, which you guys can see. So I further went in to blend with some of the Rule eyeshadow just to, you know, make everything seamless. But then because I lost some of the red eyeshadow, I had to go back in and kind of like reapply it in a patting motion. So once we're done doing that, I'm going to be taking my Inglot gel liner in number 77, and I'm going to be applying this. I'm just going to be doing like a small winged liner.
You buy one thing, they go on buy two. Always making sure that they're better than you, but that's you, they do me, go do you. You cannot kill my joy, moo. I say some people.
So once we're done lining the eyes, I'm going to be taking some of that gel liner. I'm applying this onto the waterline. I just feel like this lasts longer than pencils do. And I'm going to be taking this shadow from my Makeup Addictions palette, I think. It's a dark brownie color. I'm just going to be smudging it onto her lower lash line. And then of course, I'm going to go in with some black eyeshadow just to like further intensify things. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to add some of that red eyeshadow too, you know, just make everything look seamless. So I decided to add that too. And then at this point, like, it took a lot of should we not. But Jojo and I finally decided, let's just add some, you know, white eyeliner. Why not? You know, why not? And it actually looked pretty nice. Like, we were both saying to each other, if this does not look nice, you're taking the blame. And I was like, look, whether it looks nice or not, we are uploading this video. But it actually looked really nice. So now I'm going to, you know, dust off all the excess powder on her face. And for her blush, I'm going to be using MAC's blush in Raisin, and this is one of my favorite blush. Like, I feel like this is the only thing I use in my kit. It's so annoying because I have lots and lots of blushes. And then to highlight, this is my favorite part, guys. I'm going to be using my Inglot Sparkling Dust in number 3. Oh, guys, just breathe that glow. These sparkling dusts are just life. Like, I have been obsessed since I laid my hands on them. Stunning. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just applying this, you know, around the face. And then to set her face into place, I'm going to be using my Skindinavia makeup setting spray. So I'm just showing you guys the lashes we used because I was going to prepare it before I started her lips. So to line her lips, I'm going to be using my MAC lip liner in Chestnut, and I'm just going to use this to outline and as well, you know, gradually fill in the outer corners of her lips. And then she was like, I just want lip gloss. So I went in with my NYX lip gloss in Miami Babe. And this is literally all we used, just, you know, lip gloss and lip liner. And like, her lips are so plump and, you know, juicy looking, so she can rock anything really. So once we're done with the lips, I decided to go in with the lashes. And for whatever reason, guys, I kind of struggled applying the lashes. The top lashes were okay, but when I was applying the bottom lashes, that's a story for another day. I've never really done it before, so yeah, it was a bit of a struggle. But yeah, Jojo's just applying some mascara. Yeah, I tried using a tweezer first, it didn't work, and then I just ended up using my nails. So she just applied more mascara to the bottom lashes, and I think that's pretty much everything, guys. Yeah, Oh no, I decided to set the face a second time just because, you know, I'm extra. And that is pretty much everything, guys. Like, this look turned out superb. Like, everyone loved it. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the tutorial. And if you do, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in my next video.